Welcome to Journaling with Nature, the podcast for those who want to turn curiosity into wonder, a pencil sketch into a rabbit hole of discovery, a moment of stillness into a life full of joy. I'm your host, Bethan Burton. Let's open the pages of our nature journals and explore this world together. Hello, this is episode 125. This episode is all about International Nature Journaling Week, which is coming up very soon. It will run from the 1st to the 7th of June, and we have a lot happening. There'll be a daily inspiration video with journalers from around the world talking about each theme. There'll be either a live or a pre-recorded workshop each day, and we'll also have heaps of nature journaling prompts and a couple of giveaways. The theme for the week is Sensory Safari, a week-long exploration of the senses. We plan to spend time paying attention to what we experience with each of our senses, one for each of the days. Each day will have its own theme focusing on one aspect of each of the senses. They will be color, texture, aroma, song, flavor, movement, and heart. Let's chat about each of these daily prompts. Day 1 is color, and I'm very excited about this one. I adore color. It's something we experience with our sense of sight, and it's a big part of our lives. I'd like to mention here that not every sense is available to every person, of course. So if one of these senses is not available to you, we invite you to explore your other senses on that particular day in whatever way feels meaningful to you. So color is all around us, and when we pay attention to it, we can deepen our sense of place and our appreciation of the things around us. Paying attention to color can be so much fun because you hone your ability to see subtle changes in color. I love to do this activity in my workshops where we will sketch leaves, and when we pick up a leaf, if you ask someone what color it is, they'll say green or sometimes red or orange depending on the leaf. But when you ask them to see how many different colors they can see in that leaf and then pay close attention, you might find 5 or 10 different colors there. Paying attention to color helps us notice things we've never noticed before. So on that day, we'll have a live workshop hosted by Verena Hilgartner from Germany and myself. And the workshop is going to be called Colors Across Continents because Verena will be sharing colors from her home in Germany and I'll be sharing colors from here in Brisbane. And we're going to splash color around and play, and we will invite you to bring along something that represents the colors of your place, a photograph or a nature treasure, and explore the colors with us. The second day, we are exploring our sense of touch by focusing on texture. Everything we experience around us has a certain texture. It might be smooth or rough or slimy or bumpy or silky. There are so many ways to experience and describe texture. I find that words are particularly useful for describing texture, and it's fun to think of new words that we could use to help us portray our experience of this sense. For this day, we have a pre-recorded workshop by our very own Jules Woolford, who is the co-founder of International Nature Journaling Week, and she will lead us through a lovely textural exploration. We'll also have a live workshop by artist Mike Hendley, who is amazing at rendering textural subjects with graphite pencil. In his workshop, Mike will explore different textures that we find in nature and show you how to tackle these with graphite. Day 3 is going to be exploring our sense of smell through the aromas we experience in nature. There'll be 2 wonderful offerings on this day. The first is a podcast conversation that I had with biologist and author David George Haskell, whose work explores the senses in incredible depth. I first came across his work when I found his book 13 Ways to Smell a Tree in a bookstore, and then I just fell into the rabbit hole of all the amazing ways his work encourages us to experience nature through the senses. So that interview will be released on Aroma Day. And later on the same day, our Karina Berdar will give us a live workshop on experiencing aroma in the natural world. These live sessions are designed to be interactive, so bring along your nature journal so you can create while you watch. All the sessions will be recorded and will be up on the website shortly afterwards for you to enjoy if the time doesn't work with your time zone. The 4th day, we will be exploring our sense of hearing with the theme Song. There are so many amazing ways that sound can be experienced in nature. There's the sound of insects, the sound of non-living natural elements like wind and water, and maybe the most wonderful of all, birdsong. We're lucky to have naturalist David Lucas joining us to present a live workshop all about birdsong. On the 5th day, we are exploring our sense of taste with the theme flavour. This is one that maybe we experience the least in nature journaling because it's not always safe to taste things and because it's hard to describe our experience of taste. But on this day, I'm going to present a live interactive workshop about flavour. So bring along something edible from the garden or from the refrigerator that you can journal about. So those are the 5 senses we commonly know, and there are actually many more senses that we don't talk about, including proprioception, which is our awareness of the position of the body in space and how it moves through space, and the vestibular sense, which is all about movement, gravity, and balance, and this helps us move smoothly through the world. For International Nature Journaling Week, we grouped these senses into the theme of movement. Movement is really important in nature. Animals move through ecosystems and interact with each other. The body movements of animals can indicate aggression, submission, affection, and lots of other things. And also there's our own sense of just being in a particular place, what we experience when we are aware of our body in space, our sense of our bodies in relation to other elements of nature around us. So on the 6th day, that's what we're going to be talking about. We're lucky enough to have 3 wonderful pre-recorded offerings on this day, which will all go up on the website on the morning of June 6th. We'll have videos from 2 Nature Journal educators, Marley Pfeiffer and Kim Lepere, who will share with us their perspectives on movement in nature journaling. And we'll also have a wonderful pre-recorded workshop by Lucia Layfield, which is all about painting garden worms in a relaxed and simple meditative way. I adore Lucia's style and how she encourages us to take a look at the movement of garden worms as a simple subject which is easy to overlook. You'll definitely have fun with this one, and I can't wait to share it. And on the 7th day, we are exploring the theme of heart. While this isn't officially a sense, for most nature journalers, a heart connection with nature is a really important part of their journaling experience. And I've talked often that in my experience, we can pay attention to the feelings in the heart as if it were another sense organ, noticing what we experience there, feeling the love that grows when we rest our attention on something in nature. For this final day, we'll have a live workshop with Melinda Nakagawa, who is all about the heart. Melinda will take us through ways that we can experience the heart in our nature journal practice and how she captures this in her journal. So there you have it. This is the program for the week. I very much hope you can join us. I'll be sending out an email each day of the week to share what's coming up and how to get involved. So if you haven't already, sign up to the newsletter, and I'll leave a link to this in the show notes of this podcast episode, and then you won't miss any of the updates. Thank you so much for listening. See you next week.